Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Indies Nutz Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Stephen Fontana. With me is Clickety Clackety. He's missed enough. Matt Murray, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing pretty good.
All I'm going to say, folks, is...
Better than you.
Yeah. All I'm going to say, folks, is listen to the pre-show. $3 on our Patreon gets you pre-show audio, and I have been through a day. And I'm just going to say my pool exploded. That's it.
Leave it at that.
Yeah.
Leave it at that.
Yeah, that's all I'm going to say about it. But yeah, my pool exploded. So that's how I am. But Matt, you're doing all right. You went to go see a wrestling show yesterday, so that was fun.
Yeah, I did. I went to see AEW with a bunch of friends of mine.
Cool.
It was a great show. A little bit of a long drive, but totally worth it. Would totally suggest that you come to Massachusetts one time.
Massachusetts, yeah. They're coming to Queens again in September for Grand Slam 2. Yeah, so that was like a really good show. That was the 60-minute Broadway that opened the show. That was Omega and BD, Bryan Danielson. And it was fantastic. But that's not what we're here to talk about. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Matt. I'm Steve, and we are just nuts about indies, and we are your new home for your ear holes and your eyeballs for all things indie game news, previews, reviews, and all of that stuff. So please hit that sub button here on YouTube. Hit the follow button if you're watching us live on twitch.tv/dualscreenstreams, or subscribe to the podcast on your favorite podcast service of choice, including our home, Podbean. We're everywhere. Anywhere that you can watch or listen to podcasts. So that's, we're there basically. If you want to support us on Patreon, like I had mentioned, just go to patreon.com/dualscreens, just like our Patreon producers, Colton the Apprentice Nestler and FNH Paul. They are also nuts about indies, and they have been supporting us for months and months and months. And we do appreciate it. As little as $1 gets you into our VIP, super secret, double probation Discord, where you can hang out with us and indie developers, and we hang out, and it's a great time. We play games together every so often. And it's a lot of fun. And you get bonus shows for $1. You get, for $3, you get early access to any Dual Screens podcast that we record early enough. You also get pre-shows for Crossplay and Indies Nuts podcast, and all sorts of fun stuff. So go over there. We also have a Sticker of the Month club now, where we'll send you a Dual Screens themed sticker every month, which, by the way, I need to check and make sure those actually arrived, because we ordered those a long time ago. So we got to make sure those showed up.
So you haven't gotten any stickers yet, but you will.
No, I don't know where they're coming from though. It might be a COVID like shipping delay thing, but once they're here, they will start going out. And we ordered a bunch of different ones so that we could support that tier for at least like 3 or 4 months before we have to order or design anything new. So we do have some stuff coming, so you should be getting those if you are a member of that tier. Anyway, yeah, so this is Indies Nuts Podcast, and we're going to talk about indies. That's what we do. But let's talk about what's new on Dual Screens. Relaunch of the website. I think we spoke about that last week. We have some minor changes coming to that. We've also been looking for some new editors. So if you're interested in writing for the website, you could reach out to us. You could reach out to Andy at ndspodcast.com. Slide into our Twitter DMs, although maybe don't do that because we are now inundated with Twitter DMs from when we posted that we were looking for writers on Twitter. So yeah, we reach out to us. You could also email me, Steve at ndspodcast.com. And I'll try and get back to you. And we're trying to build out our team, get some more diverse voices. We're also looking for a new host personality. So if you want to do podcasting, or if you're interested in any of that stuff, you could also reach out to me exclusively. And I can help you out with that. So that's what's new on Dual Screens. But let's get into the indie game adventures. Matt, I mentioned this on Crossplay this week, but I feel like I want to mention it here. Finally got to sit down with the Steam Deck, and I loaded up Splitgate, because I've been really into Splitgate lately, and I was like, you know what, it's optimized for Steam Deck. I might as well play it, right? I might as well try it. So popped it on, and it looked horrendous. It looked like Hang on. It looked like a Vita game.
Okay.
Like legit.
Yuck.
Like it looked really
Yuck,
ugly.
like
So
unexpected.
yeah, so like I looked in the settings, and you can't change the resolution on Steam Deck. Like it automatically does it. But there was something in the Splitgate menus that said resolution scaling, and it was at 50, and or like 50%, and I don't know what that means is. So I bumped it up to 100, and it looked gorgeous. Like right after I'd finished that, it was like indistinguishable from playing it on PC. And it's beautiful, and it's awesome, and it's Splitgate on the go, and I'm obsessed. And now it's all I want to do.
Handheld Splitgate sounds like a dream that I didn't know could be real.
It's a little like the sticks on the Steam Deck are a little loose, like they're just a little quick. But once you get used to it, I died. I was like 0-6 in a team deathmatch, and then once I kind of got my bearings, I finished that match like 15-7 or something like that. Like I started to just go off.
Hell yeah.
And that's the kind of game also that, yes, it's competitive, yes, it's a little twitchy, but it's also the hitboxes are so generous that like you could be not that great and still have a good time. So yeah, I think it was a lot of fun. Also dove into Stray, which I know you wanted to talk about as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, Stray I only played a little bit of it. I still haven't gotten back into it. That was part of my plans for today that were destroyed by my pool exploding at 6 a.m. this morning. Oh God. Sidebar. Do you know what the number, but aside from the house flooding, do you know what my mother was most concerned about?
Tell me, Steve.
She wanted to make sure that the stray cats weren't dead. The stray cats, Matt. The stray cats.
Stray cats.
Don't
worry about them. You never know.
That's what we were worried about. We were worried about the stray cats. She wouldn't call my dad to see if he was okay because she was afraid he was going to say that he found the dead stray cats. So she asked me first if we saw the cats. First, she asked if we saw the cats. I said yes. She said, "Dead?" ? I said, "No. Why would they be dead?" Why? They don't.
Have you seen the stray cats? No.
Yeah.
Dead?
Dead? ? No, alive, Mom, and they're doing well, and they ate, and they're fine, and then they slept in our garden, so it was cute. Anyway, Stray. Speaking of stray cats, that's why I was reminded of that. What a game, man! What a beautiful, hauntingly juxtaposed, just symphony of like surreal. It's like so surreal. It's real. It's weird.
It feels like, I think it being, I mean, I haven't played a super ton of it. I've probably played about 2 hours of it, and I absolutely love it. But I feel like it being as linear as it is, lends itself to how real it can feel, and it kind of almost occupies like the uncanny valley a little bit.
Yeah.
But like it is just it's such a beautiful game, and there are so many smart design decisions even in like the first like 15 minutes of that game. Just like how the neon lights work, or like how they lead you to different things organically for puzzle solving, like because you're like, oh, I'm a fucking cat, like I'm gonna knock these paint canes over, and then like you're knocking paint canes over, and all of a sudden like, oh, this paint can over here, paint can.
Yeah, that's a tough word. That's a tough couple of words.
Listen, man.
You screwed. I thought you were stroking out. I was watching just to make sure you're like the left side of your face didn't just stop moving. But but you're okay. You're okay.
We're both running on very little sleep right now.
Very low. Very low.
So paint cans is the word that I was trying to say.
Paint
that
cans.
Whole time.
Yeah, not pin can. Paint.
Not
pan can. Paint cans. Pancakes.
Yes. But so like that there's like that really early puzzle where there's just a bunch of paint cans, kind of like on a ledge, and you're like, I'm a fucking cat. I'm gonna knock these fucking paint cans off.
Yeah, you are.
And eventually, it becomes like very quickly it becomes a puzzle element.
Yeah.
And they do that really well. Like there was another one where like I picked up a bucket just because it was there. Like I could interact with it, and I was like, I'll pick this up. Why not? And then it ends up being a puzzle element later, and it's just really beautiful, very very well designed, and I think it's one of my favorite games of the year. Like it's beautiful. You feel like a cat. My cat tried to interact with the cat on screen several times. It was just it's beautiful. It really is. Worth playing if you have a PlayStation. If you don't have PlayStation Plus, I think this is probably worth the $40 that it costs.
Yeah. It is. And if if you make a video game that stars a cat, from now on, it must have a meow button.
Correct.
Yeah. Yeah. It needs a meow. Like that. It's just so cool. Also, so we Taylor spoke about this on crossplay. But Solastra, I want to make sure I'm saying that name correctly. I don't know if I
I
am.
believe that is correct.
So it's either Solastra or Solestra. But it is a 5th edition D&D style game by a studio in France, I believe. But it's got a really really cool feeling to it where it's almost like a you're just getting together with your buddies, making characters and like doing a module, like a D&D module, and just playing through it together. It's Solasta. That's what it is. Solasta, Crown of the Magister. Bad name. Crown of, like, we don't need all those words, but I'm just calling it Solastra. It's on Game Pass right now. PC and console. It's all crossplay.
What did you grab it on Steam?
No, I grabbed it on Game Pass PC, and I bought one of the expansions to give me the druid and the half orc. I'm playing a druid. It's really cheesy. The dialogue is really really cheesy. It really is as close to like playing a D&D game. Like you could all vote on dialogue choices together. New dialogue will be open up based on stats that you have, much like a Baldur's Gate, but if to me it actually, the way they do that actually flows a little bit better than Baldur's Gate. Like Baldur's Gate is a little long in the tooth when it comes to that kind of stuff. This is more casual, and you could like drop in too. Like Taylor and I were playing, and then Mikey Kershaw was like, hey, we made a character for him and brought him along with us, and then he just came in and took over that character. So like you could like drop in and drop out.
That's really cool.
Kind of thing. You have to exit the game and then like go back into the lobby, but like only one person has to have all the content for everyone to have it. It's really silly. It's like the story's really silly, but the combat really, it works. They do some different things with character builds, a lot of unique like homebrew style classes and subclasses and stuff like that. But yeah, it's really really well done. It's about a year old, maybe a little older than that, but it has a really dedicated fan base, and there's a ton of Steam like mods, like I forget what they call that thing.
Content.
Yeah, there's like the workshop. The workshop. Yeah, the Steam workshop. But you could also, there's also level. I don't remember if it's called level builders or whatever, but there's like a builder within the game.
An encounter builder or something like that.
It's something like that. I forget what they actually worded. I didn't mess around with it, but I noticed it is like you could actually build your own stuff within the game, which is cool. Yeah, I mean, if you like D&D, I highly recommend it. But it's 4-player. You always have a party of 4. So like when Taylor and I were playing, we both played 2 characters. And when Mike came in, I still took over the extra character, and the two of them were together. Like you could go walk around, do things, separate. Separate the party, and then oh no, an encounter, and then you're like shit. All right, I'll be there in 2 turns or whatever.
Right.
But it's really good. It's a lot of fun. What else you been playing?
So I've been playing this game called Just King. It's another. I'm like really hot on these like enemy hell / like arena survival
You
games.
like hell? That's what I've heard.
It's true. This game has like a really cutesy aesthetic, but it's actually like pretty fucking hard and like really brutal. And so the way that it works is that you have a king character and 4 slots around this king character, and you can fill those 4 spots with different class types. And these class types are pretty standard fare for like a fantasy world ranger, a cleric, a
So
paladin,
bard.
bard, stuff like that. And they all have really cool, unique powers. Like the ranger summons 2 wolves automatically, like every like 60 seconds or something, and shoot them at enemies. But the cool part is that they all have these like descriptive modifiers. So it'll be like, you have a cleric and he's like a strategist and tough. And when you're buying these characters from a shop every round, there is a thing that looks like a gaping maw to the right of like your build, and you can actually just buy characters and drop them into this maw, and they will give you these tokens like of their qualifiers, right? Like a protagonist or like I said, like a shady dealer or something like that.
Okay.
And you use these to upgrade your characters and like make them more powerful, and then that allows you to open up more inventory slots, and you can also buy like items from the shop and put them on your characters. And the gameplay itself is pretty standard arena survival, except that you can rotate the 4 characters around the king to kind of like strategically position them.
Yeah, I noticed that. That's pretty cool.
It is, and I've been having a blast with this game. The bard's actually really cool. He's like, uh, kind of like a proximity damage dealer and healer in one. Like he'll play his lute or his instrument and like drop musical notes all over the field. And like if an enemy runs into it, they take damage. But if you run into it, you heal. And
Yeah, yeah,
it's cool. Like you can rotate your party to like if somebody's dying and you need them to like hang back for a second. You can like drop them back or and there's a lot of different build variety because the characters come with these different like qualifiers or like affixes.
yeah,
It's really rad. It has like a little bit of Diablo in it because of that. Like
yeah.
you
That's cool.
feel like you're picking up like different different weapons with different modifiers and stuff on them. But yeah, really good time. Also pretty cheap. It's only $3.99 for early access right now.
Yeah, and early access started last week, so
Yep.
get in there at ground level.
Yeah,
That's
this
pretty cool.
this like just came out. Super fun. Super fun.
Just King.
Very, very difficult.
Just King. But $3.99, believe it or not, is not our indie steal of the week. So there's something out there that's an even bigger steal. Talk to us
Okay.
about it.
So this is actually more expensive than that game, but
Yes.
I think it's a better game.
But yeah, okay, there you go. See?
So this is a game called Stacklands. And Stacklands is a card-based village builder.
I'm
And
listening.
it plays itself almost like a trading card game in that like part of the mechanic of the game is like buying these packs and opening them and hoping that the resources inside can satisfy like part of the town that you're building. You need to feed your people, you need to build them houses, increase your population, and all this stuff. And through opening these packs, you'll get these cards called idea cards, and those are basically like new crafting recipes. And so it plays like a tabletop game where you're like kind of dragging around resources and
Yeah.
you're using your characters to build different things. So like there'll be like a tree and you'll put your character on top of the tree, like stack it up on top of it, and he'll refine that into 2 pieces of wood. And then if you like put them on the wood, they'll refine it into sticks. And those different things have different uses. Like 2 pieces of wood and a stone will build you a house. And like if you have a house and 2 people, you can make babies now. And it just is. It's a really interesting take
Oh, Sock
on.
Pop. I know Sock Pop.
Yeah, we
Sock
did.
Pop Collective. Yep.
I forget what game I showcased from them, but these are the guys that just put out millions of
Yeah.
fucking. They do seasons of these
Yeah,
tiny little
yeah.
games.
I
Um,
remember.
but like it's just like this really interesting balance of so the other part of it too is like all of your resources, like everything that you have aside from people, are worth money, and you can sell them in the shop to buy these card packs. And as you discover different recipes, more card pack options will open for you. So one will
Mm.
be like, this is your new beginning packs. These are like trees and rocks and all this kind of stuff.
There's
And then
rocks,
you
there's
have like,
boys, there's squirrels.
yeah, or like, and then you have your wild things pack, which is like a little bit more expensive, and that's like
Ooh.
it could be animals, but also could be everything that's in the new beginnings pack. And then there's like a more expensive one that's like actual food, like apples or like stuff to till soil and all this kind of stuff. And uh, it's really intriguing, and it's one of those games where so like you're gonna die, like definitely, it's like no doubt
Oh
about
yeah,
it.
of course.
And all of your progress, like your recipes and the card packs that you've unlocked and stuff, carry over to your next run. So it's really just like the meta is just getting as far as you can, and then the next time you'll probably get even further. They also just recently released like or relatively recently released a huge update called the Island Update, and added like 100 new cards, 30 quests, and like a bunch of new ideas to find. They did that
Mm.
earlier this month. But 4.99. This game, if you like board games, if you like card games, if you like sim builders, uh, absolutely worth checking out. It is fantastic, and it's very chill, but also really anxiety inducing.
Man,
What
it just looks dope.
is it's really fun. The anxiety inducing part comes when like you don't have like food to feed your people, and like people just start dying off, and like so you have a card cap, like which you can overcome by building certain other structures, but like corpses, like people don't actually add to your card cap, but corpses do. And so like if you don't have enough food to feed all your people, they'll die like immediately. And then now you have like a problem where you're at your card cap, and you have to like work with the resources that you have to either build and expand your base to like have like more storage so that you can have a higher card cap, or find a way to get rid of the corpse. It's wild. More in depth than it has any right to be, probably, for a game that is 4.99, and well worth your money.
All right. Well, speaking of well worth your money, we're actually going to flip this. Let's keep this train going about indie games and about new games to try and new games to support. Our Kickstarter of the week is Cloa, Child of the Forest. This looks dope ski potatoes.
Looks so good.
Yeah. Big dope ski potatoes.
Just I think Kickstarter is starting to understand the things that I like, and it just displays them more immediately. Like like the cookies that Kickstarter keeps for me are starting to build an algorithm for things that I
Yeah.
like.
You're basically you're getting a bakery every day
Yeah, right.
of just delicious
You know,
treats.
Kickstarter has become a timeshare salesman, and it just is constantly showing me things that I should love and shouldn't spend money
Yeah.
on. Oh
So
man, you like these fucking ski slopes? Because it's pretty good. Check out the view from up here. We'll give you 2 free passes to the water park, which subsequently only costs $5, but you have to just sit through a 4-hour sales pitch. So
presentation. But this is a little less risky because Cloa looks
definitely.
gorgeous. It's an action adventure game that has gorgeously animated pixel art. It looks like kind of sort of. Yeah, I guess that's pixel art. It's hard to see. I have it all kind of really small, but
It is.
it's it reminds me of Moonlighter, like the aesthetics of it and like how it moves around and like and all that.
I can definitely see that. I think the combat and the movement looks a little bit more fluid though.
Yeah, yeah.
Like it looks like the art style definitely reminds me of Moonlighter, and then the combat kind of reminds me of Hyperlight.
They put together a really nice Kickstarter campaign for this. They show you a lot of the game, the concept arts and how they've turned that into actual in-game art. They give you some music. So they are looking for 30 something thousand. They're looking for 30, just under 36,000. They are at just under 19,000 with 20 days to go. 549 backers. So I mean, it looks, folks, look it up. It's Kloa, Kloa, Child of the Forest. The link will be in the show description, so you can check it out. It's coming out of Italia, or Italy.
I'm actually surprised that, like, just based on the Kickstarter, like the description, their trailer and everything, I'm like really, I wonder if this like just isn't getting out to enough people, because I'm really surprised that this hasn't smashed.
Yeah, I'm sure it will. I have no doubts that it will. The only thing that I've noticed that could be a little bit is there's very few. There's no support to get just like a digital copy for on the cheap. Like, and I think that pushes Kickstarter a lot. Usually when they have like a $15 just get the copy of the game, but there's starts at 20. And that's
right.
euro.
A little higher than normal, I guess.
Yeah, so like 20, 30, 35. So I just think that maybe that's what's keeping people from going in right away. But I mean, it's more than halfway there, so it's doing well, and it looks. I can't understate how really awesome this game looks in motion. You got sword combat, you got your arrows, you got dashes, deflect, guard, parrying.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's like deflecting, guarding, parrying, all that kind of stuff. Like it's just like everything that I like about 2D/3D hack and slash games, plus like a super cool looking pixel art style.
There's cool weapons, kind of like Zelda style. You got
there's also gear that you can get.
Legendary items. So there's the sandals that make a shockwave stomp attack. There's a mask that lets you breathe fire. There's a Tengu leaf which lets you like blast people with a gust of wind.
And animation's actually my favorite.
Yeah, that looks really dope. There's a water ability. It's a water bomb, basically. Looks like a big water balloon. Top down 2D, but it looks like it's it's continual scrolling. It's not screen based, so that's cool too. Like a nice open world.
Yeah, right. It's not like you get to the edge of the screen and then it pulls you to a different screen.
Yeah, nice open world. That's cool. So check it out. Kloa, Child of the Forest.
Worth your time.
Dun dun. All right, let's get into the indie news report, and we're going to start with a delay. Missed enough. I'm going to start with a delay here.
Oh boy. Not that bad, though.
No. Temesia, I think that's how you say that word. Temesia? Temesia. The Gloomy Goth RPG has been delayed to August 18th. This is from the publisher Team 17. It's an action RPG. I actually don't remember this game. This must have either snuck by me or whatever, but it's a PS5 Series X/S game. It's going to go on Steam. It's going to go on Good Old Games.
It's like very like Soulsy / Devil May Cry-y.
Yeah. It looks like I'm going to watch the trailer right now just so I could.
So this only got delayed like a week, which isn't too bad. Yeah. But basically, what happened is they released a demo. And they got a bunch of feedback from the demo that they felt was, worthwhile. Mm-hmm. And they're using that week to just polish the game and maybe tweak some things.
Yeah, this game looks awesome. Oh my god, this game looks really awesome. This is like a Sekiro style Souls game. It's like faster paced.
Yep.
Why didn't I have this on my radar? This is weird. Usually, a game like this doesn't.
I think Andy actually played the demo of this during Steam Fest.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Or Next Fest. Or it was this year.
Sometimes what happens is, like, especially at that time, we split the games. Like, we were just like, all right, I'm going to cover this. I want to cover this. So, like, it was probably just on his list, and I just didn't think about it. So that's delayed about a week. It's going to come August 18th, just a few weeks away. Not bad at all. Let's see what else we got. The first one you put on here is pretty interesting. Why don't you tell everybody about this one?
All right, so there is a game that has come out on Steam that the title of the game is Refund Me If You Can. And it is a direct challenge from the developers to the gaming community to beat the game in less than 2 hours because Steam has a 2 hour return policy. So if you play a game for 2 hours or more, you can no longer return it. And so this game put out by Sun Game Studio is like I think it's like a horror action adventure game, and it is just, I think it's hilarious that they are so bold. Like they didn't even give it like a title that has anything to do with the game itself. It's just called
That's funny.
Refund Me If You Can.
That's really funny.
Yeah, I think it's amazing. If you can beat the game on time. I wonder, but so my wonder is like, how many people are not going to beat the game in time and then like out of spite like are going to be like, oh man, I'm at an hour 50, I should close the game and refund it now,
Yeah.
right?
I
Like
don't.
is this going to be, is
I guess they're confident that their game doesn't suck, right?
that's what it would have to be. Yeah,
Maybe we need to get do a dual screens streams uh little play along stream and try and beat it in the 2 hours. I don't know. That
I
sounds
think we
like it
should.
could be interesting.
Yeah, so it's like a, I don't know, it's like a, you're trying to find your way around a place and like there's a bunch of different paths and shit like that and you're running away from a thing is what it actually is.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you have flares to signal where you've been, so you're like, ah, fuck, been here before.
Damn it. Papers, Please is coming to mobile on August 5th. So just about a week from now. This game's really hard to
Describe.
happily play.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah, just denying people, you're denying refugees entry to a country.
Yeah, it's man. Yeah. I mean it's a great game. It's very powerful. But it is finally coming to mobile. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if this was something that was promised a long time ago and it's finally coming, or if it's just like, oh, of course, this should absolutely come to.
I feel like it was probably requested a lot,
Mm,
and probably relatively easy to port. Right, it's not a particularly complicated game. You know, you're just
yeah.
like, you know, you're looking at passports, stamping them pass fail, and then like as you do that more and more, you get different tools to like scrub people's information. Um,
Yeah.
I feel like that's perfect for a mobile game, to be totally honest.
Yeah. Just kind of. I mean, it would be perfect for mobile, but so weird to be doing that action, just like swiping, like you're doing Tinder, just like no, you don't get in
Well,
this
you
country.
think like a mouse because
No,
you can click. It's
no.
like a. It's
Well,
like
because it's the
definitive
experience, you know, like you're like I'm doing the experience. Here we go, and like you could dim the lights and you could get into like, you know what I mean. But in this case, it's like
I just
it's
love
like
that your description is. No.
you're not getting in. No,
No.
sir.
No.
Yet. Oh man. And to keep with the sadness,
Yep.
because sadness is what news is. Moria creator Robert Allen Koenig. Is that how I say that? Did I say that right? Or is it Konecki?
Yep.
Koenig.
I think you said it right.
Okay, I'm smart. Has died at the age of 64. The creator of the influential early roguelike Moria. I remember Moria. I obviously never played it. It was before my time. I did not have a PC until like Black and White came out. So like that was like the game to play. But it's always sad when somebody who pioneers an entire genre in a brand new industry passes away.
Relatively young.
Yeah, 64.
Yeah,
That's super young. Influenced a ton of games over
yeah.
the course of.
I mean, this was like literally one of the first games to ever mirror Rogue. Like there was like
Yeah.
this and Angband, and those were like the two games that really coined the term roguelike. and you know that franchise, that genre kind of died, and like there were small tinges of it here and there. Like Diablo technically is one, and like that's a pretty huge one. But uh, it's just crazy that this resurgence has happened in this genre, and you know you're losing one of the earliest pioneers of that genre. Like it influenced uh, some of everybody's favorite games. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. And it takes place it's inspired by Lord of the Rings, as most RPGs were at that time, taking place in the mines of Moria, um, and you know, defeating the Balrog. Um, yeah,
I
sad
actually
time. But...
booted this up the other day because you
Wow,
can actually
really?
just go. You can play it in your browser.
Oh, that's cool.
Uh, it is very cool, but and it is fun and pretty wild to see how like random generation worked back in the day. Like I never played this either. You know, I just knew of it
Yeah,
in video games
I've
and stuff.
heard of it. But no, I've never seen it in action. I just knew from the absolute face fuckery we've gotten from the rogue genre over the last like 8
Yeah, it's
years.
wild. But so
Like
I tried,
I knew the roots.
seriously, yeah, you know, like you just have to kind of dig back and see where it came from. But like old school action rogue y things are difficult to do when you can only type things
Yeah,
because that's how this game
when
works.
you can only type things and so much is left to your brain. Like
Yeah,
your imagination is like, oh, is that an ampersand? I wonder what that could be.
yeah. Ooh,
It's a treasure
what is this?
chest.
Yeah, but like it is pretty cool. You know, like the way that they set up the towns and stuff, and um, like all the numbers, like are like you just have like these solid blocks, and like there are numbers like sometimes on the perimeter, and that's like a door, and the different numbers actually denote what kind of a building it is,
Yeah,
which is pretty rad.
exactly.
And then
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you'll just see people like so like it'll be like literally like a P, which is like I think a patrol is what it's supposed to stand for,
Ah,
with like an angband next to it, and like it'll start like you'll be walking around and it will just like start kind of making its way down the dot grid at you, and like you
that's
interact
scary.
with it.
I don't like
But
that.
like it's almost cool though because like the so as much as the typing takes away from like the action element of it, it gives you so many more options because like the thing can come up to you and you're like, you're a P with a fucking angband next to you. I talk to this thing.
I
What do you say? I'm gonna fucking kill you. Fight him now, please.
I talked to the P. I talked
But
to
yeah,
the P.
uh, definitely a very influential creator, a very influential game. Um, you know, based on a very another very influential game.
Indeed. We got a Annapurna interactive showcase today. The lots of new games were announced on this one as well. We had so I did not have a chance to watch this today because of
Me
my
either.
pool exploding. So I didn't do anything I wanted to do today. Anything I could have live reacted to this today, but no. No, but so I'm literally going to be reading this to you just so that listeners, if anything tickles, you know, your fancy here, you'll at least hear it here and you could go watch it. But IGN has a nice breakdown of everything that was shown, so that's where I'm getting this from. We did have this actually a couple of people threw this our way, Mikey
Yep.
Kirsch earlier, Buzz Killington. So thank you for that. But the first one here is Thirsty Suitors, which sounds fantastic. Let's see. This is from Outer Loop Games, who made Falcon Age. Falcon Age, fantastic game. A deeper look at Thirsty Suitors, an upcoming RPG that mixes elements of dating sim, turn-based battles, and skateboarding mechanics. You play as Jala, a young woman who returns home for her sister's wedding and is forced to confront and reconcile with her multiple exes, all while managing her family's expectations and repairing relationships with friends and relatives. Dope.
This is like reverse Scott Pilgrim.
Yes, this is Mamma Mia, but for the kids. instead of the
For
parents.
the kids.
For the kids of the you know what I mean.
Yep.
What
Like
else we
art
got?
style.
Ooh, Hindsight. Yeah. Hindsight. Okay. We got a release date trailer for Hindsight. Hindsight from the creators of Elegant Tree of the Elegant Tree Cultivation Puzzler Prune. Hindsight got a brand new trailer today with a release date for the first time. Hindsight is a story-focused game going through a woman's life from birth to present day where physical objects can become literal windows into the past. It's coming out August 4th for iOS, Switch, and PC via Steam.
Looks really cool.
Yeah, that's a really cool
I like the art
story. Like, I feel like that would be a very chill game to just go through and you know, click through and blah, blah. I mean, iOS, there you go. It's perfect kind of game here. We got a new project from the creators of Kentucky Route Zero, the game that feels like it just never ended. Like, that game, like Kentucky Route Zero was like,
I always wanted to play it, but I never did.
like
Right up my alley.
they dribbled that game out, I feel like, over the course of like a million years. Like, I think when the first part of Kentucky Route Zero came out in the Cretaceous period. I don't know. I don't know if you know that. But no, like, highly regarded Kentucky Route Zero is actually a really, really critically acclaimed series that I did not get into, I'll admit. So they're working on a brand new project. There was no trailer on this one, but they did show off a modeling of a dog during this. Okay, so there was that. Just listen, I'm reading what I'm seeing here. That's what we're doing.
I know what you're doing.
Dino God, speaking of the Cretaceous period.
This game looks
so really good. Yeah, this one looks good. Bounty Star, The Morose Tale of Graveyard Clem. This
What a
is
name.
Yeah, right? Damn, it appears to be an Old West styled shooter where the main character, is a woman who pilots a cool mech, almost Titanfall-esque, and it's all set to music by Brother Edge. Bounty Star will be out sometime next year for PlayStation, Steam, and Xbox Game Pass. Specifically, Game Pass. Not Xbox. Game Pass. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, that's the whole thing, man.
Yeah, the game looks really dope.
It's like
Highly...
the game.
Yeah. You're right. Diva. D.va. D.va.
Yeah, no, this looks really good. I am definitely gonna play the shit out of that.
Hey, remember Yarn Owl? Because
no,
you don't remember Yarn Owl? Good, but we got an update on that. No gameplay. No, just an update on that. Anyway, Outer Wilds. Outer Wilds was like what put Annapurna, like, I feel like, in the mainstream. Like, there was Sayonara Wild Hearts and Outer Wilds were like the two flagships from a couple of years ago, 2020, I want to say.
Oh, Sayonara Wild Hearts. That game looked wild.
It's dope.
Hearts.
Yeah, it's Outer Wilds, Wild Hearts. Oh my god.
Everything's wild.
So yeah, Outer Wilds is coming to the Nintendo Switch. Was coming to the Nintendo Switch. That hasn't happened yet. And Morbius appears again this year to reassure us that yes, the Switch version is still in the works. The studio does not have a firm date. I don't know if that game is going to be very good on the Switch. It's getting a 60 FPS update for the Series X and S and PS5. The update is free and it will be here on September 15th. So that's cool little news for a very, very beloved game. A game that I cannot play because I got so fucking motion sick. It's
playing Outer Wilds?
Yes.
Oh, because of the planets.
Just like just the way you fly around made me so sick.
Yeah, that's fair.
So sick. So what else we got? A montage here for The Pathless, Maquette, and Solar Ash. Revealed some new platform releases for all three games. The Pathless is heading to Xbox and Switch this winter. Maquette will be on Game Pass and Switch also this winter. And Solar Ash is headed to Steam and Game Pass on December 6th. So there you go. We got some of that.
I just want to, just really quick.
Yes,
just really
please, quick.
If you haven't played Pathless,
Pathless
play
is
it,
really good
because it is really good.
Yeah.
It is like the traversal in that game feels so fucking good, and you can get going real fast. Like it feels like you're going a million miles an hour, and it is like a cool mix of like Shadow of the Colossus and like I don't know what the other part of that would be. I guess like a free runner. Like what's the other half? Because it's not
I
Shadow
don't.
of the Colossus.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's pretty unique.
It is. It's really, really good. The art style is super cool. And yeah, just if you get nothing else from this aside from like Diva and go play Pathless, I'm okay with that.
What Remains of Edith Finch? We got is getting a 4K 60 FPS upgrade for Series X and S and PS5. The upgrade is free, and ta-da! It's out now.
Hooray!
Huzzah! German studio Third Shift appeared to talk about its formation and the creation of its upcoming game Forever Ago, a story-driven road trip adventure about an elderly man who embarks on a journey in his van, traveling across the different landscapes in North America, taking photos as he goes. No release date or anything like that for that. This one was fun. Flock, Gather Your Friends. Gathering Your Friends, yeah. It features a colorful landscape with cute little bugs and other animals fluttering around. Not a lot of gameplay, but
you say bugs like that, Steve?
Bugs and shit. It's
little
bugs. I was gonna, because honestly, my brain was instantly, because like flock, like I was expecting the word birds, and then it was
birds.
bugs. So I was like, cute little bugs.
Oh, okay. All right. I thought you were like weird southern there.
So it appears, because there was no gameplay, but it appears to be a game about a person riding a colorful bird, flying around these landscapes and collecting little floaty bug dudes to follow you. It's coming to Game Pass, PC via Steam, and PlayStation at a later date. Ho Ho Come! Remember that? Remember Ho Ho Come?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's the thing that's coming. I don't know much about Ho Ho Come. I have no idea what's going on with that. I don't even want to say those words.
You don't want to say Uvula?
No. I was still looking at Ho Ho Come. Uvula, Katamari Damacy, and Watam creator Kaeta Takahashi.
Yeah, nailed it.
Is back at it again. Japanese, I'm pretty good at. I'm pretty good at figuring that, and that's from wrestling. You know, you watch enough wrestling as a kid, you just figure it out. It's pretty good.
Serve it, fucking nailed.
So there's a new company called Uvula. Yes, the little dangly thing in the back of your throat. No, we have no idea what the game is actually about or what you do in it. All we saw was a cute Takahashi-style character gently snoring away, camera zoomed in on his uvula, and a dog licking his cheek. Thank you, IGN, for that.
What a great descriptor. That's such a great little
blurb.
blurb.
Love that. We got a Dreamfield developer update. The developers of If Found appeared on the stream to talk about their inspirations wandering through the ruins of Ireland. Tease of their next project they got here, so that was cool. And The Lost Wild was the last one here. Finally, the show concluded with a reveal of a game from Great Ape Games called The Lost Wild. It appears to be some sort of survival horror game featuring dinosaurs. First-person view, dense jungle, dinos and shit. You can wishlist this on Steam right now, but we have no platforms. And we want to thank...
kind of fishy.
Yeah. We want to thank Rebecca Valentine for putting all of that together so beautifully on IGN. Thank you so much. So very much for doing that. And so, yeah, I mean, some good stuff. In my opinion, maybe didn't really warrant a full, direct style presentation. But again, I didn't watch it all the way through, so I don't know what the general vibes were of this show. But Annapurna is doing some really, really good things. They're slowly. Not slowly. That's not the word. They are quickly. That's the word. It's the opposite of slowly. They are quickly becoming a major player in the indie game space and really putting a name for themselves, carving out a nice little piece of the pie for themselves. So good stuff.
I
Like
mean, really,
they're becoming up. They're up there with like a Devolver now. You know, like they're starting to get in that conversation a little bit more.
What I think is kind of interesting though is like looking at their catalog. I think they're a little bit more diverse than Devolver.
They like Devolver does the obscene a little bit more, and and Annapurna does the obscure.
I feel like that's a pretty good way to put it.
But they both kind of tickle that same part of your brain of like, oh, that's weird.
Different.
Yeah, that's different. That's weird. Let me see what that's about. Like, so they're always looking for games like that, and they continue to really fill out that catalog. Oh no, what are you laughing about?
I want the I want the Uvula trailer with the Captain Town Hall speech from Jaws.
Why?
It just slow zooms in on his uvula. Cold, you seen the eyes of a shark. Cold dead eyes. 30 men go in the water.
Cold dead eyes.
That ain't no bear. That's a shark.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. Get to it, man. You have software. You can do things. Oh, all right, ladies and gentlemen. That's going to bring us to the end of Indies Nuts podcast. Thank you so much for watching and listening. This has been a great show. We're going to have more to talk about because my pool will not explode again. So every time I plan on having a day to myself to just play a bunch of indie games and come here and talk about them, I just get inundated with stuff to do. But my pool, it's gone. It's just a pile of sand now. So goodbye, pool. Listen to the pre-show if you want that whole story. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Matt. As always, if you want to follow us on social media, we're at dual_screens. I'm at Batchild27, and Andy's at Pants Guy. That was the brain took over. I was on autopilot. You saw it in real time. The brain just was like, fire. Initiate end of podcast protocols. Boop. Oh man, Matt is missed enough. MISTAH. Enough. Yeah, facebook.com/group/dual screens. And yeah, go to dualscreens.com. It's completely revamped. You can see our stuff there. Podcast articles are going to start being updated and actually put up there, so you'll have a place to find all of our recent podcasts quickly. As well
as all the content that we share on these podcasts.
Yeah, of course.
A good link spot for all that stuff.
Yep, good spot, good landing spot for all of your podcast needs. That's it. Thank you, Matt. Thank you, listeners. Thank you, viewers. And as always, please be excellent to your indie games.